Yo, YouTube. Alright, man. So, it's been a while since we had a season 2 video. So, this is another Arturo video. This is really the time I copied off Arturo, but this is... I should probably make it a solid Arturo video. This is my Jealousy of Arturo. I was gonna put this video into 2 parts, but you know what? I realized really what this is going to be. If this is the times I stole Arturo swag, but this is the reason why I stole Arturo swag and why I was telling them. So this is basically the insider of the Jewish school. There's gonna be a couple more videos, you know, season 3, but that's about it. But Arturo stories are like literally, there's still a good part of it. I got one from every fucking day. At least I'm telling you the fucking highlights and shit. There's some really cool facts and shit that I learned over fucking time, you know, that really is symbolism. And I'm gonna tell you, I just figured out that literally because me and freaking Arturo literally was so fucking scary to me because he was the same height as me. Like literally, you saw his face reveal in a couple of videos back in Nas videos, the sculpture art videos. You'll eventually get a face reveal. I don't do it too much because, you know, freaking I'm keeping it on low key. But literally, he was a white guy that literally freaking was just like me, the same height as me. I had green eyes because I'm part white and shit, but he was a regular fucking white dude, but we were the sime height, and we both used to like anime, and this shit was hella funny. You will understand, literally. And I figured out that was actually a sequence. I actually figured out that was actually orchestrated, that me and him were gonna fight each other like literally later on the line, because literally I heard that he was putting in work for cartoons too when he was younger, like not serious, but he used to play RuneScape and shit, and he told me that he was regional in a Cartoon Network game. So literally, he told me that literally he was so good that he won a competition literally on back when CartoonNetwork.com was a thing. And so he's a heavy, like, you know, PC nerd and stuff like that, but he ended up listening to some heavy rap because he went to a junior school and he was reading like manga and shit, you know. So dude's kind of like he has a really strong archetype. Literally, he has a very strong archetype. What Arturo is he is Livingstone with skill. What I mean by that is literally, he had the most genius ways of gaslighting me more than anybody else. He was like literally, he was right up to fucking Justin, but what happened is literally fucking, he didn't need to keep his storyline consistent because he's not together. What happened is he ended up living in California, but he comes from Alabama, so he was naturally more black than me, but he wasn't like literally black as like a whole because I actually come from the origin, you get what I'm saying? So he was naturally more ghetto than me, but literally I created that faster. He literally told me one time, it's like, I hate black people. Like, if you and me were to work out at the same time, like, literally, you would get buffed way faster. Literally, we used to have those conversations, Corey from fucking 7 and shit. Literally, he had really a natural fucking advantage and shit because literally he comes from Alabama, but at the same time, he's still jealous of the black man as a whole. You gotta understand that, literally, because of literally how easier it is for us to get bitches when we actually have game and stuff like that. Oh my god. But you know, freaking the crazy thing about it is this, like literally, he used to make me really jealous, but literally, you don't understand. He was explaining a story to me. He used to be an anime fan, and in high school he started sipping lean, going to parties. He even told me he took shrooms one time. This dude was hella funny, and every now and then I would catch him watching Full Metal Alchemist. You know, he would only fuck with Full Metal Alchemist in the original Naruto, and fucking ship it in the. He would fuck with the ship in manga. He's fucking crazy. Like fucking, he's just like that. Like he's into fucking Illuminati conspiracy theories and shit. And he tells me, and then he's like, oh fucking, you don't know shit about fucking, you know, Full Metal Alchemist. Like, when you start watching, you understand that makes references to Nazis and Germany and shit. Literally, he was trying to be political and stuff like that. Literally, saying like, you know, League is a fucking border crosser and stuff like that. You don't know anything about anime gamers. Literally, he's hella fucking funny. He tried to literally sell me a dream that he did like anime and shit like that. And then one time I showed him my fucking A&V and shit. And it was hella funny. And so what happened is I got interested because we were both by him. I'm like, why don't you try watching my A&V high? So what we do is we were getting high, we would watch my A&V, and then we were playing Storm and shit. And so literally fucking, he's like, Eris, I need you to cool on the videos. I already told you I don't like anime and stuff like that. And so later on, like fucking, like a couple months later and shit like that, he comes at me when we're getting high and ideas like, dude, where if I make an A&V that the shit's on yours? Like, you don't know what they're actually mean in the rap song where you make an A&V. This is gonna be way fucking harder, like, if you actually know what they're talking about. You know that one song came through Snoop Dogg? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, check it. I'll get Sanji, the lollipop. And then I'll get Yajirobe. Yajirobe would be 40. It's literally, he tried to say he did like the concept of what I was doing, and then he did some shit like that. And then it even came down to a time where I showed him my A&V and shit. He's all like, yo, he's like, Lily, so one time I put Master Roshi as E40. Lily, I deleted that video, but Lily freaking, he's like, dude, I want to see Master Roshi as E40. He's like, what? This beat is hella whack, because it was a love song and shit. And he used to always spam this shit. I don't like singing there, so I told you for 1,000 times. I think this shit is corny and shit. So Lily, he's like, this is what I mean and shit. And Lily, freaking, and then Lily, all of a sudden, so E40 parts comes up, he's like, you are so lucky. I'm like, what? E40 just started rapping. No, but he will seriously, he will always fucking try to be superior to me at one thing. He will always do one thing to fucking stand out. And shit like that. Literally, he knew how to gaslight me. He's like, bruh, and this is like, literally, he will watch fucking movies and then he'll try to criticize me. Like, you know what's the most important thing in the fight is? Speed. Because Bruce Lee was all about speed. And since he was scrawnier, he was trying to sell me this shit. It was hella funny. Look, he convinced me because he was faster that literally freaking he would win the fight overall. When you understand that, like, when people are really serious about a fight, that fights drag on. But anyway, this is the Jealousy of Arturo. This is really how I got Lily. Like, I was mad because he would make references Lily to so much other shit and make it have so much swag. And then Lily freaking, he's like, yo, I was explaining this one story and Blackbird was like this and that. I'm like, because he was telling me about a construction job that he said. It's like, bro, this shit was hella funny, fucking Lily. I tossed something in the fucking air, the other person like started rolling like, oh, you fucking grimy nigga, and this and that. It's like, Lily was so funny, and then Blackbird was all like, and I'm like, damn, he said Blackbird. So I went to Fab and shit now. I'm surrounded by nerds, and all of a sudden, I get famous from copping feels like cosplay and shit. I just get done grabbing dirt for Pete though and shit. And Lily, I just come really just down the fucking hall. And then I meet this one dude who cosplayed as the freaking trainer from Megalobox. And so all of a sudden, I use Arturo shit. And Lily, I see him out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, these people don't know about that. I'm all like, oh, I know you. You're Bert from Megalobox. And so God literally was out of nowhere saying, you know you stole that shit. No, but you see, that's my message to like everyone, especially nerds. You see how that's realistic? You see how Kaya still felt insecure even though I'm pulling on that woman? You see how he was good at something different? That is what life is all about. And like, Lily, that is why, Lily, this shit is so dynamic. And Lily, that's a really, really big lesson for you. Because guess what? Like, Lily, I was still like insecure. Like, Lily, some people can really catch me off guard when it comes to rapping and stuff like that. I don't practice freestyling every day. And you get that? So this is really, 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 really crazy because Lily, I was jealous of him in and out, Lily, and he really, really, really used to really serve me. Like, there was this one time where I was getting hot with this gangster, and Lily, my iPod was on shuffle and a Japanese song played, and Lily, he's like, what the fuck is this? And so Arturo Lily took the aux cord, and Lily, he started playing one of the gangster song on his iPod, and the gangster starts really bopping his head. I was really so jealous of Arturo, it wasn't even funny, but this is all kind into Lily, the mentality of how I got over him. But Lily, I had to really become a stronger person to deal with him, because what he is he's a crafty person. He may be full of shit, but he's quick on his feet, because he's Lily. What he does is he's obsessed with propaganda, but he uses it to his advantage, and so he gets into multi-dimensional conversations, but then he ends up not being responsible because he thinks that's all he has to do is really follow the fucking trades of like social media and shit. And Lily, what he does, but he's really elaborate about it. Like, one time he convinced me to go to the place. I'm like, yo, because we both pull hoes down, I'm like, let's go to the mall so we can back on girls. And Lily, so I get done copying with his fucking friend, and Lily, what he do is he convinced me that he was gonna hang out, but instead of hanging out, he went on the fucking bus. And I'm like, dude, what happened? I already paid for your bus ticket. I thought we were gonna go get girls. And so that, oh my god, it's really crazy. No, he really is about that. He's a loser, but you see how he had a lot of fucking, fucking propaganda and shit to pop up. He actually makes action when he's about his shit. And he's able to go from group home to group home, but he's never able to get a stage job. And Tesla pays good money, but anyone who lives real life knows there's a catch-22 to Tesla. Tesla is for people with fucking criminal records that are trying to make a living and shit. So he ends up getting a job at Tesla, and he's not able to keep a job at Tesla. That's the problem. That's what happens when you front and you don't back it up. That's literally what happens. Like, my dude was fucking cool as fuck. Do you know why? Because Lily, he had this dominating fucking swag that Lily, he didn't take anything I said serious and shit like that, but I would always catch him off guard, and he would always show a soft side. Nah, I just did that just to fuck with you. I'm not here or anything. Like, Lily, he'll talk a whole bunch of shit about Lily, how I watch so much anime and how I don't know shit about real life. And then Lily, when he's drunk and shit, that Eris, you're my nigga. I wouldn't have been able to walk to my house if it wasn't for you. Can I live with you? It's hella fucking funny. You don't understand. And then Literally, season 3 is gonna have the rivalry of me and Arturo. So I stated on the comedy basically that went all of me and Arturo, but I didn't literally state the situations, because me and Arturo what made our dynamic, it wasn't just funny, it was the situations that we got ourselves into. So this video is elaborating a little bit more of the advantage he had in junior school. This video is specifically the advantage that he had in junior school, but the video I'm saving for season 3 is our rivalry and how we were actually competitive, the actual events of what made us competitive, like competitions that we entered with each other, and how I won and how he lost. Similar to the Arturo movie, if you go back to the movie playlist, literally, if the movie is short film edit playlist, if you go back to that playlist, that movie of being Arturo is what that video is gonna be about. That, but that one is gonna be like that, but way more fucking comedy, like, and way more fucking action packed and shit, and way more fucking intellectual shit, like when you figured out what E equals MC squared was. Like, literally, that video was for season 3, so season 3 is Z. So this is the Jealousy of Arturo. Season 3 will have the rivalry of Arturo. So back to the subject. So this is basically literally how he spammed the juvie school knowledge on top of me. Like, literally, he wouldn't end up selling lean. He wouldn't even get into lean if it wasn't for the juvie school. You get that? Literally. So literally, he ends up learning about freaking plants and stuff like that, like different hybrids and shit. And he ends up smoking with rappers and shit. And he ends up telling me off guard, like, literally, do you know that fucking, like, that Lil Rue? You know Lil Rue? Do you know that he slobbers where he lips the blunt? If they used to say that I was a lily, that I used to suck and slobber when I lipped the blunt and shit like that, lily. Do you know that most of the rappers are really rack and stuff like that, and that lily, these are really local, they're not really rich and shit. They're like fucking your brother and shit, like lily. You're like lily, if your brother, you're a fucking got a career, but you stay close by, just went to the liquor store and shit. Like lily, fucking, like he explained all this shit to me, like it was crazy, like lily. But guess what made him an excessive strategist? Is he said all that to me at a time where I wasn't getting girls. I'm like, so what? He still has something famous to fall back on. Basically, I didn't say it like that, but that's how I took it, because I was getting rejected left and right. And he told me an amazing fact about rap. You see, Harrison, not so different as you and stuff like that. But he did it at a time where I was getting rejected, when nothing was going my way, so there was no perspective. Do you get it? Like, it was crazy. He said, he's like, you know, rappers that are worse than you at a time while I'm pulling no bitches. Do you get it? So strategies like that is going to be in the rivalry of Arturo. So that is going to be all the rivalry of Arturo. So that is going to be Arturo's video for season 3. So this is going to end what made me jealous in that advantage that he had. Like, cause he knew if I went to the fucking Jewish school, I would have pulled hoes instantly. Because I treat people like the way I want to be treated. All they need to do, all these fucking fat ass bitches, these really thick Latina girls and stuff like that. All I had to do was get in a room with them. And if I was high and I just sit still and play school, yes, the land dance was coming. And Arturo was like, no. But it's crazy. No, because literally he spammed that. He's like, literally, he's fucking, Eris, you're scared to go to the cops. You don't want to literally go to their party I went to last night. We got pulled over by 10 cops and stuff like that. This nigga used to read the Naruto manga and shit. And literally, and plus he has white food, so he really had a really big edge. Like, literally, fucking shit like that. Dude, you fucking, like, literally, you fucking, Eris, you snitched as soon as we got pulled over. I got pulled over by 10 cops, and I still wasn't scared. You get what I'm saying? He used to do shit like that back in the day. It was crazy. I'm telling you, Eris, you don't want to go to their party. I just got pulled over by 10 cops. But literally, so that's the advantage, but you don't understand. So this is a really heartfelt video. This is really, I'm going to tell you something that really broke the dynamic and shit. Literally, he used to do shit, like he used to talk about his fat girlfriend that literally had big titties and shit, and how he used to plus that, like, you know what doesn't feel hate better coming in a bitch's mouth. You know, literally this, that, dude, I was making out for an hour. He used to do shit so inconsiderate. I know how he got it and shit, but the fact that he has the better at all and shit like that is crazy as fuck. He used to be crazy. There used to be this one girl with a fucking raspy voice that had big ass and big titties, who we used to make fun of. Though she was an ugly black girl, but she was thick as fuck, and we all like wanted to fuck her and shit, but we would, because as soon as she asked us to get serious, we'd back off and shit. It was hella funny. But we used to always play games in fucking PE. Like literally fucking, I used to laugh at her and shit like that. And she's like, why did you see me have a bikini, bitch? You know what's funny as fuck is that I had a conversation with him about that girl, because he got a lot of punching down for his girl, but literally I confessed to him when I was high. I'm like, do you know I could have fucked her, but I chose not to because I thought she was too ugly and I was already a turf dancer. I was already at high status and I didn't want to fuck her, but I could have fucked her when it was easy, because like she came to me a whole lot first, but because I was trying to get with Kayla and shit, I ignored her, and he was hella fucking literally, I'm like, literally, and so literally, we're all fucking high as shit. He's like, why didn't you fuck her? I'm like, bro, those titties are hella saggy. He's like, what the fuck, Brad? They're sagging because gravity is pulling them down on weight. You don't understand. He was like, they can't always be perky. Beggars can't be choosers. No, really, he said that to me. But then we had that conversation again another time when we were high. He's like, why didn't you fuck Patricia? I'm like, because everybody would have made fun of me. And he gets a calm, cool, collect voice, like literally, his head turns a little bit, and then like literally he looks to the side and literally, he's like, no they weren't. Oh, but I'm telling you, this isn't, no, you don't understand. This is more cruel than you think, and that's literally how fucking Arturo talks and shit like that. Like, when he's trying to hold it in secret, he's like, bruh, it's more cruel than you think. You don't understand. When me and him get high, Lily, I was showing him this fucking video about Lily. This fucking, it was that one Punch Man episode where that nigga's chin looked like a pair of balls, like looked like a giant ass in his fucking chin. And fucking, I was showing Arturo that, and Lily, this nigga was like, hey, your face got more ass than Miley Cyrus. Like when Felice John started talking about booty, he was talking about your face. And I repeated that shit twice because he acts like I'm autistic and shit. So Lily, he didn't know it the first time. And so I was showing him this shit. And so literally, I was showing him, I'm like, did you hear the part where he's like, yeah, you got more ass than Felice Johnson and shit? I kept on spamming that because I didn't think that he could hear me. And I'm like, yes, bro, yes, get to the point. And I'm like, nigga, who is your daddy? Assy McGee. And so he started rolling and we started laughing, and out of nowhere, he caused a cough by laughing. Like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Assy McGee? No, but but seriously, no, but in all seriousness, like, I'm trying to actually let you know, like, this is very cool. The situation is cool, but I'm gonna tell you something that's incredibly funny. So you brace yourself. There's a big lesson, but this shit is incredibly funny. So basically, when he went to juvie school and shit, he used to always piss me off with the stories he used to tell me. He's like, hey, did you know my math teacher was slapping you 40 and shit? Like, he always used to say this shit. It's not surprising, but still, I used to be very, very fucking mad. Like, bruh, you will not survive. It's like somebody got on top of the table when I got a new haircut. He's like, bruh, look at his fucked up haircut. It was hella funny. He went to the same Asian barber that I went to, and he got flamed at school. It was hella funny. You don't understand. He used to tell me too much shit about the fucking juvie school. Like, literally, he was high, and he was fucking trying to talk to his same math teacher and shit. And he's like, literally, they were talking in class, like, he was chewing gum in class. And so the teacher, you know how they confiscate your gum and shit? He's like, this is the new, apple pie flavor. He's like, holy, like, he's like, wait. That's not true, literally. There's no way a gum can taste like apple pie. And so, literally, my boy Robert, aka Arturo, was high as fuck. And literally, he went to go offer him the piece of gum. He's like, hey, let me try that. He made me off the hook. So literally, fucking shit like that. So the teacher is literally asking for his piece of gum and shit. And so literally, so he puts it in his mouth, and he's as hell as fuck staring at him like, what the fuck is he doing? And so the teacher starts chewing on the gum lip. He's like, holy smokes, it actually tastes like apple pie. Don't you understand? No, but it's worse. Do you know Ben? Oh my god, there was this guy named Lucky who was Samoan just like Ben. Okay, so one day, you know Blackbeard, everyone's a One Piece fan out here, this shit is hella funny. You know Blackbeard, how he gained 2 devil fruits? How he stole 2 devil fruits? What happened was, really, Lucky was a Samoan that was a part of the same gang as Ben. It was hella funny. So he went to juvie school, and you know how funny Ben is, and you know how funny Samoans are in general, so Lucky was hella funny and shit, so brace itself. So literally what happened was this. So I go to the liquor store, me and Arturo, like, literally, we get some snacks and shit. We talk to him about the newest Naruto chapter and shit. And literally he's like, oh, do you know freaking like Itachi and Sasuke fighting Orochimaru and stuff like that. And then literally fucking Robert's all like, yo, you just spoiled it for him. Hella funny fucking niggas at the Jewish school talking about the Naruto manga and shit like that. It was crazy as fuck. And then literally, and then Lucky comes at me and he talks about One Piece. He's like, Blackbeard got two. No, seriously, I was marathoning One Piece at the time, and all of a sudden, fucking Lucky, I start talking to Lucky. He's like, Blackbeard has two weapons now. That shit was hella funny. And so he made me hella fucking mad because fucking I was stuck with fucking people like Estella and Kimmy and shit, and he got to hang out with all the cool people in Jewish school. He got to hang out with Tell, he got to hang out with Deli, he got to hang out with Bob who's 21, he got to hang out with Dabby. All of them went to the Jewish school, and I got left with all the fucking squares. I didn't have armor, I didn't have everyone. It pissed me the fuck off. But literally, really, dude, it was crazy as fuck. But he said this shit that was so, it pissed me off because he said some shit that I was experiencing in 8th grade, and it pissed me off because there was this guy named like really Anthony Dominguez and shit like that, like really, who we used to cop weed off, and we used to cop weed off this guy named Anthony and shit. And so he's like, bruh, at the junior school I had class for Anthony, and every time I would get high, he would make these funny ass faces. I'm sitting over here going to Helen Torment in high school and shit, and he tells me about another class he had. Bruh, I ended up having a class where Anthony, Dabby, and Lucky's brothers. But yeah, this is the Jealousy of Arturo.